What we're doing today, me and Yanis, we're going to strip this ceiling, take all the plasterboard down and all the electric works and take it to the déchetterie.
So today is the second day of the organ rebuild. Our first job is to grout these lovely tiles that Billy laid on the altar. We'll give them a wash down and then we can reinstall the base or relay the base. And then Michael and I are we've got to cut shims because this old floor is a little bit on the skew. So as we mentioned yesterday, to make it nice and plumb, we've got to work out the best way of supporting it and getting it nice and level. So first job, grout. Second job is get the frame back down. We'll level it all up and then we're going to deck it all out. So we'll crack on. Barry spilt his tea, so this is the first job. He's a messy so-and-so, that Barry. Right, bit of grouting.
Nice to see someone else doing it.
If there's any little tips you've got? Just do very small areas.
Just keep cracking on, mate.
Just keep cracking on. Keep filling the holes. What we are doing is Michael came up with an ingenious plan to cut these little wedges, and we've got blocks because, as we said before, this base isn't square, but it also isn't level. So we need to make it plumb, which is as in level that way, but the squareness of it we're not going to be able to do. So we've made it look even because we're working, as you know, in a very old building. We've got new stuff, so we're just making it good to the eye. The base kind of does this, or the original base does this, and ours is square because it has to be for the organ. So the most important thing is level. So Michael's cut hundreds of these little wedges, and we put them in, and now it's all nice and level. So we're ready to crack on and get the deck in, or the base. So let's get cracking on.
Right, so an interesting thing happened when we were dismantling the organ back in Norwich. We discovered a mouse's nest in this corner of the organ, and when it was lifted up, we found the nest, and I had a little look through, and I found a receipt from Norman and Beard, the organ builders, for some organ parts from 1958. So during 1958, a little mouse made its home in the organ.
A mouse house.
Yeah. Which is really interesting because the mouse's house was originally here. And we've just discovered this piece of wood we just put in has a hole exactly where the mouse's nest would have been. But anyway, that story, that inspired me when I got back to write my first children's story. And I've actually got the first draft of the story. I just need to do the end, but it's actually quite good so far. And it's called The Tale of Pip and the Pipe Organ, about a little mouse who finds his way accidentally into this organ on Christmas Eve 1958. And what does he get up to? Well, it's all in the story. But this is the little mouse. I've done the first design for him. That's a little watercolour, and it's inspired by Beatrix Potter, very similar style. And I'm going to be finishing the book very soon. It won't be available this Christmas, but it will be available. And it's going to be about Pip, who lived in the organ in 1958, and what he got up to. And actually, these are actually available on my website as prints to buy, which will fund the manufacturing and printing costs of the book. So if you want to buy a print of that, that's on www.doingitourselves.com. There you go.
And so, yes, the mouse house. And this was completely by chance. It happened to be the next bit of wood we picked up.
Yep.
And it went there. So it wasn't even staged. So a little bit of magic is always good.
Yeah. So that's where Pip lived.
Maybe there'll be another Pip.
Hopefully there'll be a new Pip.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, there we go. Isn't that cool?
That can be the second book.
Yeah, oh, that can be the sequel.
En français.
Yeah.
Pip goes to Pip in France.
Pip goes to France, yeah.
Yeah, we got most of the ceiling down, the suspended ceiling. We got some more to do tomorrow. It made the room like twice as big. Really has. When it's all the rest of the plasterboard's taken off, it's going to do it even bigger. It's a fantastic room.
Okay, so we've finished today. It's been the second day. It's been very productive. As we said before, we had to chalk it up to make it nice and level, but the best bit now is we've actually got these bits of wood down here, and this is the original frame that everything sits upon. So on our nice level deck now, we've got the if you like, the skeleton bits, the start of what will be the organ. So very exciting times, and as we spoke about before, what an opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime experience, and we're embracing it. Also, with the little mouse house that we've made, I think it's just going to be fantastic. And Michael's got a little story to tell you about, so I'll let him fill you in because I'm not quite sure about Pip.
Once upon a time, in the heart of the bustling city of Norwich, nestled amidst the cobbled streets and quaint little buildings, lived a tiny mouse named Pip. He lived with his mother and sisters in a warm and cosy nest tucked away in the workshop of Mr. Jenkins, a skilled organ builder. Mr. Jenkins' workshop was a haven of music and melody, filled with the sweet sounds of organ pipes being tuned and repaired. But his mother always warned him, "Don't go into the workshop while Mr. Jenkins is working. Your father went exploring one day and never came home." Well, there you go, I'll leave it there.
If there ever was a cliffhanger, that's it.
There's a definite nod to Beatrix Potter there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see you tomorrow, and we're going to be going up. So we'll crack on tomorrow.